welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a video on painting this Ford Explorer and how to get a clean job, how I set them up to get a clean job. And also, this is a new code from Ford. They came out with another one, guys. Just when UG, we got it dialed in. Now they came out with a new one that is AZ, it's called. So this is the first time I'm spraying AZ, but let's get into this job and I want to show you how I set them up for a clean job. So you guys can see this job. I like to use the plastic, and when you're using the plastic, you want to make sure everything is sealed up tight. All your holes, any hole you can fill it, the handle holes, and you want to back tape this all the way up and make sure it's sealed up tight. All the way up here at the front. Make sure everything is sealed up nice and tight, and when you back tape it, it seals it up nice. So that way when you blow this off again, after it's bagged and everything is kind of almost like it's in a sealed up bag almost, because now it's all tightened up to the car and everything, all the gaps are sealed up tight. So make sure you mask all your holes up tight, but blow it off really good before you actually bag the car up, and make sure it's clean. You know, that's one of the most crucial things, is blow it off really good. And after you bag it, blow it off again, blow your plastic off. So I like to blow it off and feel the panel with my hand as I'm blowing it off, nice and easy, to make sure it's sanded good, there's no overspray. Check your edges. And I always blow the top of the car off too with the plastic. That way, in case there's anything on top of the plastic, it's gone too. So that's the first thing I do there, is I'll blow the plastic off. That way if anything's on it, it's now off. So now what I like to do is I have this Wacom, sorry about that, but I have this Wacom blower, and this puts out a nice even fan. It's not real hard, but it's also got enough pressure to blow it. It kind of duplicates the how the gun would pass on the car. So I like using this. Now we've already pre-washed the car. We solvent washed it, and we water-based washed it. And I do both steps on that. That way we get rid of any kind of wax, because this is a newer vehicle and you want to make sure you get that solvent off of there. I mean, use the solvent to get the wax off of there or anything on the cars. And then use the water base after the solvent, I like to, so it grounds out the car, because the water cuts down on the static. So those are the two washes I do. And then I'll blow it with my hand nice and easy. So that's how I like to blow it off, and I like to feel the panel and tighten up my tape. Make sure the tape's good, make sure it's sealed up good, and you can check all your tape lines as you're doing that. Make sure nothing's hanging over on a panel or anything. So once I blow it now, that last time, that's it. I'll go ahead and tack it now, and I use the crystal tack rags. I showed you those a while back, but these are the crystal water-based tack rags. And this one's kind of old, but these last a while. These are really good. So now that I've blown it, I'll final tack it. And I always start at the top. And I'll still be checking my tape as I'm doing it. Just going around, check over your job, look for burns. But I start at the top and I work my way down. But I really like to use my hand first, because I can feel over the job if there's anything on it. With this, you can't feel it, but this is just getting rid of the last little bits. Make sure you get around any little hole, a handle hole or a little crack. Same thing with this. So that's how I tack it off. And I like these because they don't have a lot of glue on them. They're not real tacky, but they're tacky enough so they won't leave anything on the panel that you'll have to worry about maybe getting some fish eyes from. So these really work well, and I've been using them a long time. So Let's see what this new 3-stage color looks like, this AZ. Like I said, I haven't sprayed this one yet, so stay tuned as we get into this one, guys. All right, guys, so I mixed up the color and it's got no chips for it, so we're gonna do a spray out card, and I'll show you how I do my spray out cards. And so stay tuned. We're gonna seal this one, and then we'll get into painting it. And it's called Star White Pearl, that new code, AZ from Ford. So we'll spray the card, we'll spray this job, we'll get a clean job, and I'll show you how we do it. So when I do a spray out card, I always seal the card just so it's gonna be exactly like what I'm putting on it. And you can see it's not covered all the way with that black line in there. So make sure you spray a card, make sure you use a metal card, that way it's accurate and it'll be like what you're actually gonna be using. So seal the card and let's get on to this job, guys. All right, guys, so the sealer's on and dry. So we're gonna go ahead now and start putting on the base coat. And I'll show you how I do my spray out card. So we're spraying white, so I'm not gonna worry about where I place this till this is actually covered, and then I'll show you how I do it. So you wanna make sure you do a spray out card, especially when you don't have any chips, guys. Otherwise, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, taking chances. And anybody knows in painting cars, taking chances on colors isn't gonna work out for you in the end, guys. So check your color, verify it, do a spray out card, and make sure you check it and make sure you spray it right. So I'm going to show you how we do it now. I sealed it. We're going to hit it with some base. We got base on it. I'm going to go ahead and base the car out, guys. So we got one on there, and at least this color looks like it covers pretty good. So some of the whites don't cover that well. This one seems to cover pretty good. So like I said, we're spraying this quarter, the door's a blend, and we're doing a bumper too. So it should be pretty good to try this color out on this. I'm not really panel painting anything. I'm blending and I'm taking the side of the bumper. It had a damage on it right here too. So that's one coat. Let's let it dry. We'll come back. We'll hit it with another one. We'll make sure we're covered on our card. Because you see that black line in the middle of the card there? That's so you know you got coverage. That's why they put that black line in the middle of that card, is for coverage reasons. So we'll see when that's fully covered. Let it dry and we'll be back. So that's 2 coats, and it looks like it'll be covered after that. And the color looks pretty good so far. We'll check the card. The white's real close, and I like that about Sherwin-Williams. They don't really depend too much on the pearl to get the color. They use the ground coat to get the color, guys. That's what makes it really nice to work with the Sherwin-Williams. You want to get that ground coat right, and then you just dust on the pearl for the effect. You're not trying to get coverage with pearl to get the actual color of the car. And that's one thing I really like about Sherwin-Williams. They do the ground coat real close, you blend it out, and you put your pearl on and you're ready to go. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of a blend on this, and then we'll start pearling it. All right, guys, so I've got the spray out card covered with the white, and like I was telling you, this is code AZ, a new one, so you make sure you spray a card. But I want to show you how close this color is even without the pearl on it, guys. So there's the color without even the pearl. So look how close that color is without putting even the pearl on it, guys. That's just the ground coat on it. And that's what I was telling you, how I like Sherwin-Williams, guys. They get that ground coat right, and now all you're doing now is putting that pearl on to have that shimmer effect and give it that pearl look. So I give props to Sherwin on the way they do these pearls. I like them a lot better than some of the other companies I've sprayed. So we're gonna go ahead and put the pearl on it. I'm not gonna milk out my my ground coat because this color is real close, guys. So I went ahead and blended it out. Sometimes I'll dilute the white in a base clear to thin it out to blend it out, but this thing blended out beautifully. So we're gonna go straight to the pearl on this one, and we'll hit it with 2 coats of pearl. Like I said, the color's already dialed in real close, and we'll put 2 on just for the look, and then we'll clear it, guys. So I'll show you how I do my pearl coats, because it will change the color a little bit with the pearl on it, but they're not relying on the pearl to achieve the color on Sherwin-Williams. They go for the ground coat, and they use that just as a shimmer, but it does change the color. So let's put 2 on, and you want to make sure you put your card in the right placement when you're spraying it. You're not spraying it real close to the actual card. You want to duplicate as if you were spraying the card, so that way you know your card is actually accurate if you ever use this card again. So you want your card to be accurate as if you were spraying this thing, you know, legitly. That way when you grab this and you're spraying a cover, you can know that this is going to match. So I'll show you how I do that. So right here is a good spot. I'll put it on the car, and I'll go ahead and put my magnet on here, and that way when I make my pass with the gun, because you guys see I have base here, there was a little nick, the glass guy nicked it. So when I make my pass, my pearl's gonna be as accurate as if it was being sprayed on the car. And that's how I like my spray out cards. Some guys hold them in their hands and they'll get them all saturated with pearl, and then when they go to spray that car, it don't match because they got too much pearl on that spray out card than the actual part. So that's how I do it, and then I'll show you how I do my 1 coat, 2 coat, 3 coat on the pearl on the spray out card, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're ready for the mid coat. And again, I use the base coat Technigun with the 1-3 in it for the all my whites and my white pearls. So let's get into putting the pearl on, and then I'll show you how I do the spray out card. And this video is going to show you too, like I said in the beginning, how you can get a clean job. So I'll show you the final steps of that too. Alright guys, so you see how I went across when I was spraying the quarter. I hit that card as if I was spraying that card on the car, and that's really good on how you want to put it on there, guys. So that's how I do it. I thought I'd show you guys how I do it with the magnet. I think I showed you guys prior to this on another video too, but I want to make sure that card is as accurate as it's going to be when I actually use it again. So we'll put another coat, and then we'll clear this job, and I'm going to show you how I do my letdown panel for the 3-stage. All right guys, so we got that coat dry, and now I'm going to show you how I do it with the card. I'll just take this, pull the magnet, cover up half that card. That way the first coat's covered up, and you'll put 2 on the other side. So you'll be able to know how that color's changing with the pearl. I don't need any more than 2 on this because the base coat's really good on this color. So like I said, we're gonna do this just for the effect of the pearl with the Sherwin-Williams. They don't rely on that to change it too much. So, but we'll see, we'll look at it. Let's put the second coat on and see how that works. Alright guys, so now it's got 2 on the one side and it's got the 1 on the other that I covered up. So that's a real good way of doing it. That way you know your card is accurate. So look at this job, it's all done. The base is on it, let it dry. And we'll come in here and we'll clear it, guys. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you guys learned something from it. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe, and you know, leave a comment if you guys have any tips too that you guys are doing to get clean jobs, or different tips with the spray out cards. But this is how I do it, and I've had my best results with it that way. So just wanted to show you guys how to get an accurate spray out card. That way you can panel paint a bumper and know that you can trust it. So let's go ahead and finish letting this one dry, and we'll clear it. All right guys, so we went ahead and cleared the spray out card. That way we could check the color before we clear this job. Like I told you before, I got plenty of blend room, but the color's really close on this. So I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but you guys know how they look when you put it from the flop. It's a little darker with the 2 coats, and you can see the difference between one. So if you have to go a little darker, go with the 2. If you got to go with it the way it is, go with the 1, or you might need 3, guys. But check it and make sure before you clear the job so you know you're good. And I'm gonna bring this around to the other side of the car real quick and let's check it out to see how it looks. All right guys, so you see the cards on the car and the color's really close, guys. You could probably get away with a panel on this one. I'm gonna go with the 2 because the one on top with 1 looks a little light, but the color looks good. And that's another good way of using the magnet to check your color with the spray out card. If you're outside, you could check it, put it on there and see how it looks from a distance. So the 2 coats on this card looks good. When I get done, I'll put a line down the middle when it dries and put 1 and 2 coats on it so I know. So just how I do it. Let's get ahead and clear this one. And I also tack my base off before I clear it. Make sure your base is dry. And with these crystals, I don't usually do it unless I use the crystal tack rag because they don't have any lint on them. So I'm gonna go over this one lightly just to take off anything that may be on top real quick, and then we're gonna clear it. So the job's all cleared. 2 coats are clear with the CC200 with the DV1, guys, with the 1.4 at 22 PSI. So this is how I get a clean job. Let's check it out. Nice and clean. Job came out nice and clean on this one too, guys. So that's just the way that I do it. And that's the way I get a clean job. So hope you guys got something good out of this video. And see you next time, guys.